people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 826 of the Immigration Answer Show. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. I will be here for the next hour trying to answer as many of your immigration law related questions. Remember that this show does not constitute legal advice. This is just me giving you my thoughts on situations that people present to me. We don't use people's full names. We try to keep people off camera. We're trying to keep everyone safe and sound. So make sure that you don't put your full name in the name when you get in the waiting room. Don't use your name. Don't give out my email address if you know it. We had someone do that the other day. Now I'm getting lots of emails. I hope your Wednesday's off to a good start, that your week is halfway over. Is my audio not good? Can you guys not hear me? Hina's saying that my audio is not good. I would think it's okay. I haven't changed anything. I was on the local NPR affiliate talking about immigration and specifically about our F1 student visa lawsuits. It was great. I enjoyed it very much. The person interviewing me was very, very good. And she asked lots of good questions. When the audio posts, we will share that out on all of our channels. I think it's going to be on YouTube and on the audio. And speaking of audio, Robert says he can hear me just fine. So maybe Hina has some wax in her ears or forgot to take out her AirPods. Haha. Let's go to Krishna. Hello.
Hey, Jim. Hey, thanks for what you're doing to the community.
Sure.
Got a quick question, Jim. Actually, I recently filed for my N400 application. I have an arrest on my record. Actually, I was arrested for public intoxication back in 2021, and the case was dismissed. So, do you see any further problems going into the N400 interview?
What does dismissed mean to you? Because dismissed means different things to different people.
Yeah, dismissed without prejudice. The public prosecutor, he dismissed the charges. He don't wanted to go forward, and the court dismissed the charges.
So no consequences, no nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I think that should be okay. I mean, they'll probably ask you questions about whether you've ever been an alcoholic or you have a drinking problem, because that's its own separate question and on there. So I would just be ready to talk about that, but shouldn't be a problem if it was all dropped.
All right, got it. Thanks, Jim.
Good luck, Krishna. Let us know how it goes.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. God bless. Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Very good. Hey, question. So I just got my U.S. citizenship a week ago. So everything went well. Everything went good. No question
Congratulations.
asked. Thank you so much. The one of my friends, he asked a question in the interviews, and the day that they had all the interviews. He saw a video of Tom Homan saying all the aliens needs to change their addresses. If you don't change your address, it's a crime. And he was kind of worried. I was like, I mean, if you move or you change your address, I don't know what your answer to that. He said all the aliens. He didn't specify green card holders from the undocumented people. So that's the question. I don't know.
Okay.
He was like, I moved 3 times, and I keep changing my address in the USPS website, and I never changed my address with USCIS.
The reason that your friend is probably paying attention to this is because yesterday this thing called the alien registration requirement went into effect. So there are certain people who have to register for this, and if they don't, it's a crime. So
Is the green card holder green?
card
Can you
holders- green
No.
card holder, let me finish.
Yeah,
Green
sure.
card holders do not fall into that category. They're already registered, so they don't have to worry about that. That being said, there is a rule that you're supposed to notify USCIS of any address change until you're a citizen through the AR-11. So tell him that whatever address he's living at now, he should complete an AR-11 so that they have his current address, and then he should be fine.
Sounds good. Okay, perfect. That's all about it. Thank you very much.
All right, congrats again. See ya. All right, AJ is here. Hello.
Hey Jim, how's it going?
Good, man.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. I've been married with my wife 5 years. Got my 10-year green card about 2 years ago. We've been having a lot of discussions lately, a lot of like fighting, and there's been times when she mentioned that she will try to like get my car removed, and I just wonder if is that even something that she will be able to do, or I should be fine, or like it will affect me in the future when applying for citizenship.
So, how long have you guys been together?
5 years.
And did you have a conditional green card, or did it take so long that you've only had a 10-year green card?
I got the 10-year green card first because at one point I was in removal proceedings. So when we applied for the 485, it was already 3 years that we've been married.
Why were you in removal proceedings?
I was a F1 student and I got out of status for like 3 or 4 months.
So marrying this U.S. citizen sort of helped your immigration status.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, your green card should be fine. And, would you say that when you filed your I-130, on a scale of 1 to 10, being 1 we had a little bit of evidence and 10 is we had a ton of evidence, what would you say you guys had?
For the 130, maybe like an 8.
Okay. And what was the start date on your 10-year green card?
Sometime of August 2023.
August of 2023. Okay. And you're just like, as of right now, are you still living together or no?
Yeah, no, we're still together and we're still trying to work things out. But yeah, just when things get really bad, she mentions that.
Mhm.
And I don't know
And if I were to ask you on a scale, that same 1 to 10 scale, how much evidence do you have, like purchases, trips abroad, joint things, since August of 23 when you got the 10-year green card?
10. I have a ton.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's
Good.
good. Yeah.
So let's assume the worst. Let's say she gets mad and as part of the divorce, she sends a letter to USCIS that says, hey, AJ just married me to get a green card. He's a bad guy. You should not give him his citizenship. I don't think that's going to go that far given all the evidence that you have. The only caveat is her marriage to you did get you back into status. So they might give it a little bit of extra credence. So I would say when the time comes for you to apply for citizenship, which will be 5 years from the start date on your green card, which I guess would be 2028, you're going to have to prove that the marriage is real in order to get your citizenship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I do have a lot of evidence from like before we got married, during the whole marriage.
So if you end up getting divorced, I might try to make the divorce as low temperature as possible, so as to decrease the chances of her trying to say something bad to USCIS about you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Thanks, AJ. Good luck, buddy. Sorry
Thank
you're going through that. See ya.
No worries, bye.
All right. I think Hina's on the case. Let's see if she's got some TikTok questions for me. No, it's just her complaining about my bad audio. Sorry, Hina. All right. If you got questions on TikTok, lay them on us because Hina's going to feed them to me through Slack. All right. Let's go to Tampa Bay. TB, hello.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for your help, what you're doing. I really
Sure.
followed your videos, and this is third time I'm trying, so I couldn't get into the call. Anyway, I know a lot of people are waiting. I will not take a lot of time.
Okay.
This is a situation, right? In 2018, my son fell down in the driveway while playing the skating board, right? And we put him at Tylenol and we sent him to school, right? But I think he couldn't bear the pain and he went to the school nurse. And the school nurse asked, how did it happen? He said he fell down. But the only question she asked, is your parents surrounding? He said no.
Is
Then
your parents what?
Is the parents monitoring when you are doing that? He
How
said
old was
no.
he?
He was like, that is like 6 years.
Okay.
That time, right? And then she complained to some child welfare, and then things move very fast. And one detective came to home and he observed for 8 hours in the home with all of the kids and me and my wife. And he said, like, after investigating all these things, it is unfounded, some kind of terminology he said. And and later he said he will recommend the criminal charges withdrawn, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then at that time, he asked me to approach a criminal lawyer because he said I cannot do it alone and I need to have an attorney. I reached out to a criminal attorney that time and he helped me in the court. And there was no arrest, nothing happened, but they asked me just explanation. And I explained what happened. And then they said they're withdrawing the case, but they gave me a non traffic summary offense that time. I have no clue at all how it will influence, right? I asked the attorney and I asked the detective, is it going to impact my immigration? They said this is not come under the criminal involved moral turpitude, so it should not be a problem because there is no arrest, no fingerprints, no records exist for it, right? This was happened 2018, right? And everything was going fine, and I got a green card in between 2022 as well. But I am only worried. I have a travel plan coming up in this summer. Do you really see any things? Because I did the PA check, I did the FBI FOIA, and nothing has come out any records. But I'm just worried
That
with
doesn't,
the current.
that doesn't mean anything. So did you ever see a judge?
Yeah, for the criminal charge, that's where they moved me. They said they're withdrawing the case, and they said I will get a new non-traffic ticket to home.
So there was a criminal aspect to it, and then there was the there was the civil part. Do we take the kids away from him?
Yeah, I think the school nurse complained, right? Because at that
Right.
time there was
Right.
a detective came home. It was within 2 days. They came home and they observed, and he said,
Right.
"Your child is very well safe. I don't see any issue here. I will recommend
Right.
to."
But then you had the criminal case too, right?
Yeah, that's the summons I got it, but the attorney helped me to withdraw that. I think I went to the court. That's where they said they are withdrawing the case, and they put me in non-traffic citation. That is the lowest charge they can put me in the Pennsylvania.
And what did it say?
It said non-traffic summary offense. It's called. Let me know. There is a number for that, right? It's called 5503A4 disorderly conduct. But
Okay.
no arrest, no,
I mean,
nothing.
I can't ever say something like it's safe to travel or it's safe to apply for naturalization without like doing a deep dive on it. But based on what you're telling me, it sounds as minor as it can get. Are you in Philadelphia?
Yes.
So I have a friend named Matthew Archambault. I'll put his name in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an immigration attorney.
Okay.
You should reach out to him and see what he says.
Yeah, sounds good, Jim. Yeah, I'll do that.
Thanks, TB. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Robert asked an interesting question. Not hating or judging, but I wonder what the green card divorce rate is versus the general population. That's an interesting question. What do you guys think? Do you think immigrants get divorced more than the native born or more than people not going through the immigration process or less? I would think maybe a little bit less, but that's just me guessing. I might ask our team too, but of course, we're all probably jaded based on watching this show and hearing of some of these marriages that go sort of sideways. Fulano is here. Hello. Hello, Fulano. Are you there? You're on mute. Fulano's out of here. All right. Let's go to Raj. Hello, Raj.
Hello, hi. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, I have a question for you. I applied for my wife and son through single I-130 when I was green card holder.
Yeah.
I'm going to get citizen next week.
Yeah.
So my wife's and his document is already documentary qualified and ready to get interview for F2 visa category. But when I become citizen, my son's was on the derivative. So that I researched and found out that I have to file separate I-130 for my son.
Correct.
So I did that already last week. So what should I do after that? Is there any way to upgrade my wife and son's case?
The only way is to file an I-130 or not become a citizen.
Yeah.
How long till your priority date becomes current?
Uh,
If you stay a
for
green card
that,
holder.
It's like only 49 days, but when I become citizen, it says that it should be automatically changed into CR1.
Right. But
Uh,
how long ago? What's the priority date on the I-130?
February 2022, February 19.
Okay. And you said she's documentally qualified, but nothing else. She hasn't had an interview or anything.
Right, sir. If the date moved by 49 days, she will get interview. But I'm going to be citizen next week, right? So I'm
Well,
thinking of
49 days, that's just a guess. That's not
uh-huh,
set in stone.
right. So the quickest way should be changing it to CR1 for sure.
Well, maybe. I mean, what country is she from?
Nepal.
Nepal. Okay. And so you have a F2A, and your priority date is when? 2023?
22 February 19, 2022.
Oh, so that's what you mean. It's
Yeah.
49 days from being current. I see.
Right.
Hmm.
So if I be citizen, I can't skip this process, right? I have to definitely change to CR1, right?
Well, I would say it a little bit differently. The minute you become a citizen, she's no longer in the F2A category.
Right.
And for that reason, then you have to file an I-130 for the kid.
Right. So I already did that last week for my son. It's just been a week.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking that I would be a citizen for sure. Right? So
How long ago? Good. That's good. How long ago did she become documentally qualified?
It was on March 23.
Okay. So they're just waiting for the date to become current too.
Right.
Okay.
So is there any way that I can request to expedite my son's case, or there is
They
no
won't.
chance?
They won't. You can try, but they won't.
Right.
Thanks, Raj.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy. All right. Let's see if we have some TikTok questions. Yes, we do. I'm waiting on my N600. Can I still apply for my passport? Yes, you can. Bang, bang. I've been here since I was 4. I got my N400 interview on Monday. I'm 26 now. What should I expect? Well, they might ask you if you have any false claims to citizenship. They might ask you why you waited so long to get your green card. They might be worried that you're already a U.S. citizen, so you might have to prove that you're not already a U.S. citizen through the naturalization of your parents. All that good stuff. Otherwise, you just have to show you're a person of good moral character, and you should be good. Hopeful Opal. Do I have to count all my kids, even if they don't live with me, for my I-64? I don't know the answer to that question. I would say probably. But if you're not declaring them on your taxes, maybe not. But we don't talk about the I-64 on here because it's too boring. And because I don't handle those, and I don't want to give you bad advice. Verns. Someone got charged for mail fraud over 40 years ago. Will that affect our USCIS interview? Well, it depends who the someone is. And mail fraud could certainly affect it. Neighborhood hero. All my charges were juvenile. Will that still affect my citizenship? Good question. Probably depends on what they are, I would say. All right. That was easy. Let's go to Pat Stan. Hello, Pat.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Man, I haven't heard from you forever. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing great. So, Jim, quick question. So, my wife is planning to file for her mom, which is back home, right? So, what is the first document she has to put in? Does she has to do the I-130 and the I-485 at once, or she just has to do the I-130 first?
Mom's overseas?
Yes.
So I-130 for mom and I-130A for your wife.
Wait, Jim, can you repeat that again?
Mm-hmm. I-130 for mother-in-law and I-130A for your wife. It's just the background information about your wife, and then she's got to prove up the relationship.
No, Jim, she's filing for her own mom.
I know.
Okay.
Why are you saying no?
Oh, okay. I was just making sure because I can't file for my mom right now because I'm not a citizen yet, but my wife is.
So, but you're talking about your wife applying for her mom, not your mom,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
applying for my mom.
Yeah. So she files an I-130, and with that, she includes an I-130A. There's no filing fee or anything. It's just background information about your wife, and then she has to prove up the relationship between her and her mom. birth certificate, proof that they grew up together, that she grew up with her mom, all that good stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Second question. So, one of my friends as well is filing citizenship next year, January. But in 2017 or 2018, he did state that I think when he was opening one of his account with I think Chase or Bank of America, that he was a U.S. citizen. So he's kind of scared if
Why
that's
did he do that?
yeah. If
Why did he do that? Was it a loan?
I think he applied for a credit card with them.
Yeah, see, that's bad news because he did that by saying he was a citizen. He got a benefit he probably wouldn't have gotten if he'd been honest. So he's fucked.
Okay.
That's a deportable offense.
Okay.
Thanks, Pat.
All right, Jim. Thank you so much.
Good to hear from you, buddy. Take care. Faisal is here. Hello, Faisal.
Hey Jim, how are
How
you?
you doing? I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I want to thank you and your firm for working on my case. Actually, I currently work with your firm for expediting USCIS. I was waiting for 3 years, and they do mandamus, and I won the case, and it was very good because they worked on my case within a month and approved it. And honestly,
Who
they
is
gave
who
me.
is your paralegal?
Oh, Josephina, she basically talked
Yep.
with me.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So
What's
I'm
up?
I'm so excited to visit my home country in Bangladesh. I'm thinking of visiting in this July. So current situation, I don't know about it very well, and I don't have any bad record. I was always in status, and even when I applied for my green card, I was in my H-1B, and my wife is a US citizen. She's going to visit home with me too. So I'm thinking of 2 weeks of visit. So what do you think? Is it good idea or bad idea based on your current situation?
My current advice is until the end of the year, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you shouldn't leave the United States.
She's so desperate, and we are also very desperate for visiting for a long period of time. So in case if we are stuck in the airport, what would be our action? What should we do? What we can do?
I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen, but if they don't let you in, they don't let you in. So
I
then what do
cannot
you
talk with any attorney at the time for assistance, help, or anything.
Nope. You know what they do when you do that? They say, "Oh, hello, this is the attorney," and then they hang up on it. That's
Oh
their favorite
no.
thing to do. There's nothing an attorney can do.
So they would definitely deport someone who does not allow them to get in, like to back to the
I mean,
country if they're traveling from.
that's a different question. I mean, that would be more of a hassle for them.
Okay.
And like I said, 99% chance nothing bad happens. So, but 1% chance it does. If it does, it's bad.
Okay. So can you recommend to visit outside of United States, because I live very close to Canadian border? I'm thinking of visiting Canada just for pleasure. Do you think it's a good idea too or no?
Canada is another country, so I would say no.
Everything is no. Okay. Okay, that's what I wanted to know at this point. I was very desperate to go outside of United States for vacationing, and if you think it's not a good idea, I would definitely follow you. Hello. For some reason, I hang up. Hello. Hello. Okay, I would say goodbye and thank you for your information.
All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know what's up. I hate the internet here. I don't know what the problem is. I should not be having problems with my Wi-Fi. Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if I'm here by myself or if you guys are here. I know TikTok's over there. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Internet problems. We got everybody in the office today. So, hey, Odell, hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Fine, thank you, sir. First and foremost, I want to say thank you very much, sir. I've been actually following your show, and to be honest with you, you're one of the great lawyers I've ever met, sir. Because when it
Thanks.
comes to lawyers, I know a lot of people take advantage. So, seeing what you do for people, trying to help out people, sir, much respect to you. God bless you, and God bless your family.
Thank you, brother.
So I got married to my wife in I met my wife in 2021. We started being together since 2022. So we had chats and everything. We never deleted all the messages and all that. But we got married last year, which was October. So we filed for I-4 185, 756, and 130. So because she's a nurse and she's a travel nurse, she gets all that stipends and all that. So by the time we filed, they said she didn't meet up with the 100% poverty, whatever it is. I can't remember what it is. So they requested for affidavit of support. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, affidavit of support.
Yeah, exactly. So I found one of my uncles, my family friend, who did that for me. So we submitted everything back, and by the time because I was trying to put track on everything, the only thing I didn't do was advanced parole, but every other three forms, which is the work authorization 130, I-148, that's were the only three forms we signed. So after we did that, I submitted it back. Then like a week later, they requested for my biometrics, whatever, because I missed the first appointment because I followed my wife out of town. So I went
Okay.
to do the biometrics and did everything. So we submitted. So I was trying to check the status and everything on USCIS. So I checked the one for the I-76, which already said it was approved, something decision rendered. But like a week later now, like a few days ago, we got another confirmation that interviewed scheduled.
Okay.
So because we sent out I sent out my medicals, my I-94, the ones that I used to show that I came in legitimately. We sent pictures of the evidences, like text messages we shared together, the birthday pictures and everything. That all the text messages we sent everything together. So I'm just a little bit curious because we got interview even before the work authorization came in. Out of curiosity, so I was going to call you and ask you about that, sir.
Were you in status or out of status at the time that you got married?
I was out of status. I was actually visiting visa, but it expired. The visa expired in 2025. It was expired this early 2025, which was January.
What?
But I came in the country 2021, and the visa was supposed to expire, I think 2024 or something. But we got married late 2024.
Wait. So, how many times in your life have you entered the United States?
Just one time, sir.
When did you enter the United States?
That was 2021.
And you came on a visit visa?
Yes, sir.
So you were supposed to leave within 6 months.
Yeah, exactly, sir.
So that means you were like 2.5 years out of status when you married your spouse.
We married, yeah, something like that, because we married last year, October 2024.
What was the purpose of your visit?
Just visiting. So I have an auntie that lives way back in Arlington, and at the time, my son was having a wedding, so I was just supposed to visit for the wedding at the time.
Why didn't you leave on time?
Nothing. I just found love, I guess. I just found the country was way better than my country back home, and I decided to stay and all that.
Which is where? What's your home country?
I'm from Nigeria, sir.
And when you applied for your visit visa, did you fill out the paperwork or did someone fill it out for you?
No, I filled everything out for myself because I had a business of my own at the time, but I was married back home, but things didn't really go well with me and my wife because she was a medical doctor. We were having issues back and forth because I was desperate to have babies. She was more married to her own profession and all that, so we all had issues before I came in. So all that was like weighing stress on me and all that, so I decided to stay. But I met my wife in 2021, like I said. But we started dating. We had everything is legit. Like we're real together. We've been sharing text messages, hanging out and do stuff. But we got married last year, 2024. But at the same time, when I was submitting,
I don't want to talk about your marriage to the U.S. citizen. I'm going to talk about your marriage to the person in Nigeria.
Okay, yes, sir.
When did you marry that person?
October last year, 2024.
No. Again, we're talking about the person in Nigeria. When did you marry that person?
We got married way back to like 2015. Yes, sir.
And did you say you had kids?
No, we never had kids together.
When did you apply for your visit visa?
I think sometime late 2020, early 2021 or something. I can't remember. It's been a minute, but I think it was sometime early 2021.
When you applied for your visit visa, you said, I'm going to my cousin's wedding for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to come back because I'm married to this person in Nigeria.
No, they didn't really ask me if I was married or whatever. Just asked me what was my purpose of the visit. Huh?
Yes, the DS-160 asked if you were married. Did you put down that you were married or divorced?
Yeah, actually, I put out I was married.
And were you married?
In Nigeria.
Were you still married?
No. So what I did was last year July.
No, listen, stick with me.
Yes, sir.
When did you get divorced?
Sir?
When did you get divorced?
July last year. That was July last year.
Did you get divorced in the United States
Yes,
or
sir.
in?
In United States with a lawyer, everything was filed and everything was right here, sir.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
So I went to the court here. So I filed everything. She agreed, and we signed and everything. So lawyer handled it here in Dallas for me as well. So we sent out all the papers and all that. So I sent out all those forms together. My wife I'm married to now was one time married to. She's half Egypt, half white. So she was one time married. So we sent out all the birth certificate, marriage divorce certificate, and our current marriage, text message, I-94, my medicals, everything together. I'm just out of curiosity because the
Hold on. The person that you're married to now, were they born in the United States?
Yes, sir. She was born here in United States, sir.
Okay. Go ahead. You were going to ask me a question.
So we have everything is legit. We submitted the both divorce because she was one time divorced. So we sent all the divorce form, our chats during our dating relationship before we got married, marriage certificate, my I-94, my medical I-96, whatever I can't remember it is, and all that. But I'm just asking because when I checked the status of those three forms, they already approved the 756, which is the work authorization. But last few days ago, we just got interview scheduled. So I'm just actually curious, like, is it a good thing getting an interview even before you got your work authorization?
It happens.
Oh, okay.
So you got married when? In December of 24?
We got you mean my wife here?
Mm-hmm.
Now we married in October and we filed in January.
Okay, so did you use an attorney to file?
No, I didn't. We didn't. Since we thought since we were both legit and we're not hiding anything.
Did you have a lot of marriage evidence?
Yeah, I do. Like I said, we submitted. She put me on a lease, so we submitted the lease. She put me on our bills, electric bill. We submitted that. We both have our names on car insurances, so we submitted that. We submitted pictures while we were dating during the dating relationship process. The old text message when she was having a birthday, the pictures we had during the text messages, we sent all that.
What about your bank account?
Yeah, we did that. We opened that like 4 months before we got married. So I think it was like late or early September. So because I was ready to where we have to joint bank account, but we already did that early before we got married. So we submitted everything as requested.
Does all of your money go into that joint bank account?
Yeah, exactly.
And all of her money goes into that joint bank account?
Exactly. Like where she's working right now, all our money goes in back there. So inside that joint account is where we pay rent, pay our car insurances, pay everything.
Okay. How long have you watched my show?
I've been watching, like, I just recently found out by a friend who told me, like, hey, there's this man, Jim Akin, and, he teaches and, help people around. So I think I've been following your show like 3-4 months now, if I'm correct, about 3 months now.
Okay. Well, they're going to be suspicious of you. I think they're going to separate you and your spouse, and they're going to try to scare her into withdrawing your case.
Okay.
They don't trust men from Nigeria.
Well, but our marriage is legal. It's not like we're trying to, it's not a fake marriage and all that. That's why we sent all that evidences.
Listen.
Okay.
They think that every man from Nigeria is lying to them.
All right, sir.
So it's not necessarily anything having to do with your case. It's sort of like discriminatory and blaming you for them. But if I were you, I would definitely bring a lawyer to the interview and have a lawyer get you guys ready for the interview.
Oh, okay. All right, sir.
Because I think they're going to separate you, and I think it's going to be tough. And because of that, I think it would be helpful to have a lawyer there to listen to the answers that you both give.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, sir.
Yep, for sure. Oh, that audio was driving me nuts. It's sort of a playbook case, but it's a little different. He got divorced in the United States, so that's helpful. But out of status for a long time, late divorce, after being here for a long time out of status, tough case, approvable. But like I said, they're going to think he's like all these other Nigerian cases that they've already seen, and they might not make that subtle distinction of the fact that he got divorced here and not there, or how strong was his marriage when he got his visit visa? All those things could come up, and hopefully the wife will be ready to talk about them. All right. I think when VAWA gets added, Aubrey, to the playbook, then it's a playbook plus VAWA. I don't know that VAWA is part of the playbook. It might be chapter 3 of the playbook. All right, let's go back to TikTok and see what we got. Hypothetically, if someone had DACA and they had an iwi date, but a lawyer put a wrong, we already did this here in the office. A quasi, my marriage is real, but lately my wife's family is making things difficult. That happens for sure. Any help? Filed almost 2 years ago. Have my conditional green card and it expires December 15th. She's not asking for a divorce, but I have all the evidence that it was a real marriage. Well, when the time comes to apply for your conditional, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to do it with your spouse or without? Both are approvable. Shad El Gamish, 2004. I have a clean background green card, but I have a Yemeni passport. Am I okay to return to the USA? Yeah, but hurry up. Get back fast. And how long have you been out of the United States? And people from Yemen are going to get subjected to extra scrutiny, so be ready for that. Diallo, hello.
Hey, Mr. Jim.
Hey, Mr. Diallo, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, thank you for everything that you do.
Sure.
I talked to you a few times before, but today my question is, I applied for my wife and son back in Senegal, Dakar. You know that embassy. So documentary qualified, and then waiting for interview, which is about to happen within the next couple of weeks or so.
Great.
So in between, last month my wife had a baby, which I already applied for CRBA, and I already have the appointment for that. So now my question is, since it's just my wife and my son that is on DS-260, what should I do about my other son? Do I talk about it? Is there anything I have to do when my wife and son get the interview?
Nope. Not if they're a citizen.
Yeah. No. Okay. Because I was thinking maybe.
Obviously she's going to be ready. She's probably going to have the kid with her, I would imagine. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's going to have to be ready to explain who that is and what their situation is, that they don't need their own I-130, all that good stuff.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, I think that was just something that was on the back of my head, thinking maybe I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but I was just like, let me just ask and make sure, so to make sure that there won't be a problem.
I think you're good to go, Diallo. Good luck. Let us know, okay?
All right, for sure. Thank you very much.
So close. Yassine says we're immigration experts now, thanks to the Immigration Answer Show. I believe you guys actually do know a lot more than some immigration lawyers know if you watch the show every week or every day. I think everyone at the firm should be watching it every day. I think there's no substitute to taking intake calls or like this, like having lots of facts thrown at you, learning how to think quickly, learning how to spot issues. I mean, I've seen the names of 25 people in the comments so far today that are longtime watchers of the show, and I know you guys can spot issues as well as some of our intake attorneys, right? I just know it because when they start, intake attorneys when they start. But just getting an hour's worth of 20 calls, think about that. If you're an intake attorney, or if you're watching the show and you watch an hour a day, you're hearing 20 people ask immigration questions every single day, and the same themes come up. What do we talk about on here? Lawsuits, citizenship, green cards, asylum, work visas, violating the terms of your status, all that good stuff, right? Oh, Donna's here. Big ups, Donna. So yeah, I think you guys have gotten a master class in U.S. immigration law, and I think that it's a great way to get up to speed. John is here. Hello. Hello. Audio is killing me today. All right. MH is here. Hello. You're on mute, MH.
Hi, Mr. Jim.
Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you. I have a question for you. In 2022, I came to America legally with F1 student visa. and I was a scholarship student, and I have I-20 till 2028. So I don't have any problem for like my staying in the United States, but my visa was until 2023. But I have I-20, so I didn't like get another visa. So I stay in America,
Yeah.
but in 2024, I get married with my husband. We was dating for a year. I am Middle Eastern, and we have a traditional marriage. Like our family meets in our country, and they back to America. So we are married like real. But after I moved to Houston, because I was living in San Diego, and my university was all their stuff. And after I moved to Houston with my husband, because my husband family are here, I meet a person in like university that I didn't know her really well, but we go to shopping together, and she was stealing something there that I didn't know. And it wasn't in my pocket or in my bag, but because I was driving with she was in my car when we are going outside and come out from the mall, and so someone was reporting her when they see her on camera. And so after me and her, we was walking to my car, the officers racing us. I don't know the name. Like, yeah, they get us. They didn't found anything in my car or in my bag, but because I was driving with her to two malls, they are getting me on that situation too. But so my interview for green card was in 8th of May, like tomorrow. But I have my criminal attorney that told me that because the case is still on pending, because the officer just showed the camera web that is included in the shirts, like they suit, and they see that I don't have anything in my bag or in my car. So I'm gonna get dismissed, but because the video is just show, they give me 1 month later for the final like answer that our dismissal. But my attorney told me to change my dates for my USCIS time. I want to know if I do the correct thing, and I'm 100% gonna get dismissal, but they gonna like in interview they gonna be like rush about it or no?
Okay. So I want to back up and ask a couple questions. Okay.
Okay.
So this person that you married, they're a U.S. citizen.
Yes, he lived in America for 8 years, and he's a United States citizen.
And did you know this person before you came to the United States?
No. We didn't know each other in person, but we know our families. Like I never meet him, but my family know his families.
Mm-hmm. And then at some point after you guys met, then you guys went back to your home country and had a wedding?
No, they go to my parents because I don't have my visa. Like I have multi visa for only 2 years, and because so we married last year, so my husband and his parents go to Dubai, and my family go there too, so they meet each other in that location, and they ask me for like their son. And after my father say okay, they sign stuff in our tradition, and after they came back to America, we marry in American way in America in 2024.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So you never left.
No, I never left.
Perfect. Okay. All right. And now you're living together and you have a joint life and everything with the marriage is good.
Yes, everything is perfect. Yeah, I just worry about the situation about my green card because of that criminal situation that I never involved with. Like, I don't have any bad thing in America, not even credit debt, not even car ticket, no criminal background, not even alcohol because I'm Muslim and I never drink alcohol. I never use drug. I have a clean background, but that criminal case, it was too much for me because the thing that she take from the store, it was almost I think $1,000, and it's put misdemeanor crime for us before we can prove that I wasn't involved to it because they need cameras from the mall and the officers cam. And yeah, it's take too long to they show the cameras. So
Did the
yeah, I just worry about the
did the person that you were with, did they steal from more than one place?
two place because so first of all we go to the mall and after we go to Kohl's. Like in a mall, I have a like receipt that I buy like a shirt for my husband and a same shirt for me from one brand, but I have the like receipt and I give it to the my attorney when he was like in the case. But the girl was taking clothes, and I didn't know because I'm not with her in fitting room, and they just getting us together because we are in the same car.
And you
And
were driving.
what?
And you were driving.
Yeah, I was a driver. It was my car. She doesn't have a car.
Is she a U.S. citizen?
No, she's a visa student and she's not a married person. So I think she have a different case to me. But I'm not involved with her because she put me on a like
A lot of
bad
trouble. A lot of trouble.
situation.
Yeah. Your husband knows about all this?
Yeah, my husband all know all. He get an attorney for me, and he's supporting me because he know I didn't do anything wrong. We don't have money problem like my husband and me
Okay, hold
before.
on.
Yeah,
Hold on. So tomorrow is your green card interview.
I change it.
You went ahead and changed it.
Yeah.
Well, like they said that it's changed, or you just think that
No. Because so in yesterday I have a court day in 6th of May.
yeah.
And we was thinking, me and my attorney, we was thinking we're gonna get dismissal yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
But when we and if I get that, I want to go to my interview tomorrow. Okay. But because the like my attorney told me they didn't look at it yet, and the judge give us 1 month later.
I got that, but how do you know or think? What makes you think that your interview tomorrow has been moved?
I call because my attorney told me it's better to you move your interview day to I get dismissal first and after you go to the interview. So I call USCIS, and I told them I want to change my interview date, and they changed it for me, and they told me in 72 hours they're gonna call me or email me to when is the next. No.
So you don't have any proof. I mean, 72 hours is after your interview, right?
Yeah, but they
So
told me they're gonna change my date.
listen. So we cannot be confident that tomorrow morning at your field office, there isn't going to be an officer that comes out and says, MH, 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 where are you? Where's your spouse? I'm ready for your interview. You don't know that for sure.
No, but I called them and
Don't mean
told them
shit.
I.
Calls don't mean shit.
So what I need to do now?
You know the name of the officer that you spoke to?
Yeah, he told me, but I don't remember because I didn't write.
So you have no proof that you called.
So yeah, he gave me two number that he just give me two number, like two phone number. One of them is this USCIS number that he told me they're gonna call me is started 202. Yeah, he gave me that. No.
Nothing. What else?
And it was another number that he gave it to me.
No, like a request number, or you have no confirmation from USCIS that you ever called them.
I don't think so. He just give me one number that is 387962257. It's just some numbers.
So the attorney who told you not to go or to reschedule, was that an immigration lawyer or was that a criminal defense lawyer?
Yeah, so in my criminal defense lawyer contact me with the immigration lawyer that he was working with. It was a lady that she told me it's better to you change the date. And I was worried about it because I have a friend of mine that she have a medical problem and she can't go to her interview, and she was waiting for her interview for 4 months. And I was telling her that I don't want to wait that much long, and she said no. It's possible today came back to you earlier, but if you go to the immigration, if you go to USCIS interview and you have a theft open case, like a misdemeanor crime pending, they're gonna reject your case.
When did you get charged with this crime?
uh in August 2024, like last year.
Why has it taken 9 months for your criminal defense lawyer to take care of this?
I don't know. Everyone telling the same, and he give 10K from me to just work on that case, and I was worried about it too because look, I have everything showing that I don't have any problem. Like he was just telling me they need the video check, they need the video for mall, they need the video for officer, and is the answer that he always giving me.
In my humble opinion, you and your spouse should go to USCIS tomorrow for your green card interview with whatever documentation that you have of the situation. I mean, this attorney charged you $10,000 and is basically sitting on his ass and waiting for the system to work itself out as if you were a U.S. citizen. He's doing nothing special given the fact, I mean, $10,000 for a shoplifting accessory misdemeanor charge is total bullshit. But to do that and then to sit on your ass for 9 months when you know your client is applying for a green card is unconscionable.
And I have fight with him as well because I was telling him. So when the immigration, like USCIS, sent me the email that you have time for 8th of May, he was telling me for 100% we're gonna get this resolved until that time. And even so, when you have a theft case, they give you something that you must to call every week to they let them know that something, I don't remember what's the name, and even they told me you must get dismissal in the first court, no second court. But we are going to court for sixth time right now, and sixth time he just give. I go to court. After 1 minute, he go inside. He came back. He give me new date. That's the only thing I have done in these 9 months, and I really don't know what I need to do because they told me if you go to international, like yes, USCIS meeting and you have a pending case, they're gonna reject you.
Well, if you don't show up for your interview, the chances of them rejecting you are the same or higher.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So if I go to interview and they ask me what is this pending case, what I need to do?
Tell them the truth.
So they're gonna accept my word because I don't have paper stuff for me.
I would bring a complete copy of the court file as it exists right now. What time's your interview tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 8:45.
I think you've gotten bad advice from a lawyer who's just going through the motions, hoping that the video sets you free and he doesn't have to do jack shit.
Yeah, and he get 10K from me, and he's one of the best lawyer in Houston.
Allegedly.
Like his father, he's a really big person.
I'll say anything that's going to identify him because I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Um,
But I really don't know what I need to do because I don't want to get a problem for something I didn't do.
Here's another question. What reason did you give to USCIS for postponing your interview tomorrow? You have to have a good reason.
Same thing as they told me. They told me to say medical issue.
Oh, come on. Are you
Really,
kidding?
that's what the girl told me. The immigration attorney that worked with that attorney told me. She said just say I have a medical problem and they're gonna change your date.
So that's called lying to a U.S. government official. Claiming that you have a medical emergency to get out of your interview when really you're postponing it so that you can deal with your criminal case, that's called lying to the Immigration Service. And they could deny you just for that. Is your case ready to go for interview tomorrow? Do you have all your marriage evidence and everything?
Yeah, so we have all the pictures. So the attorney that, like, I have another attorney when I get married for filing our case because I don't know nothing about immigration system, and my husband same. So we get attorney, and he gets all of my medical, all of our picture, everything that you need to file for USCIS. And we are always honest, and I put, even when they are asking for the rest, I was putting yes, but I don't have nothing to cover. Is it everything clear, my background, my
Hold on.
account, everything?
Not everything's clear because we have this charge.
Oh yeah.
Did you talk to the attorney? Well, the attorney that you hired to help file your case,
Mm-hmm.
did you pay them money?
Yeah, I pay him $3,000 for filing my case with
Did that include them going to the interview with you?
no.
Okay. Well, in my humble opinion, you seem pretty smart and you seem like a good person. And you seem like, other than this one thing that you have, that and now with the lying, I think we'll have to think about that. But I think it is in your best interest to show up there tomorrow and be completely honest with everything. And at the very least, they won't deny the case. They have to give you a request for evidence or a notice of intent to deny and give you at least 30 days, but most likely 97 days to provide proof that you have resolved your criminal matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you stand on the head of that attorney and say, WTF, you've wasted 9 months. I just got my ass handed to me by USCIS because I showed up without having this criminal case resolved. I'm now on the clock. I have 30 days or 87 days. You are effing up my shit. And if you don't get this done, I'm going to sue you for malpractice.
Yeah, for 100%, because they just play with our money and our mind. That's what I understand from your
So listen, I agree.
video.
But listen, you need to put all that anger and everything to the side for right now. What you need to focus on right now is getting ready for your interview tomorrow and getting marriage evidence, updated marriage evidence, and being ready to answer all the questions on your I-130 and your 485.
Okay.
All right.
And they are not gonna ask for like when I call and I told them a medical emergency that like the reason that I want to change that I say is medical problem. So they are not gonna tell me you get okay after 2 days.
I wouldn't bring up anything about that call you made. I would just show up there as if it were your interview and say, I thought this was going to be resolved on Monday when my criminal defense attorney told me that it was going to take 1 or 2 times, and now we were on the 7th time, and I thought it was all going to be resolved, and I was going to be able to bring you a clean bill of health, clean disposition, but my attorney dropped the ball, and I got some bad advice about trying to postpone my interview. But on reflection, I thought it was better for me to just come, tell you what happened, and then give you the evidence when I get it from the court, hopefully in a month.
Okay. Thank you so much. So you think it's a better option because I don't have any criminal history in the past. They are not going to deny. They just need to see more results from the like from dismissal. Yeah.
I think what you want to be at, if I don't think they have to send you a notice of intent to deny. If you don't show up, they can deny it for abandonment. But if you show up, what I would be asking the officer in a very nice way is, can you give me as much time as possible? And that's probably 87 days on a request for evidence to provide you the documentation that I've gotten this thing disposed of. And then I'm going to go yell at my attorney who's been dropping the ball and try to get it done so that I can respond to the RFE on time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jane, for your time and advising me. Thank you so much.
Good luck, kid.
Thank
Be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful who you take to the mall. Be careful who you take advice from. Be careful from people who charge you more than they're supposed to or more than is fair. Man, oh man, that sucks. That was tough. That was tough. I feel for her. Hopefully we'll get to hear from her tomorrow, and maybe she'll let us know how it goes. We'll be back tomorrow, speaking of, 3 p.m., same time, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. We will be back, and we'll be talking about all this good stuff. Episode 827. Hina, thank you for your help. I hope you guys all have a great night. And the lesson, TechFit is right. The lesson is phone calls to USCIS don't mean squat, but they really don't mean squat when you don't get the name of the person that you talk to. Documentation is everything. And I just got my TikTok idea for today. Thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.